Good Monday morning, patrons, and happy Wednesday, everyone in the cheap seats. This podcast is basically me recovering from death's door after letting the vaccine whoop my ass. We'll talk about my Bong Eye that I used to have, that I had fixed. It still doesn't work fully. We'll talk about behind her eyes. It's a very eye-themed podcast. And then Daniel starts getting real personal about the way I load his dishwasher. I've been staying at Daniel's house for the start of the Fringe. And he doesn't like some of me house etiquette. So he brings that up, and then he tries to defend the tea thing again, which devalues all of his other arguments personally, makes him look like a real Mackham. It's proper Mackham behaviour, putting milk in with a tea bag. So yeah, this is your podcast. Enjoy it. Oh, by the way, before I start the podcast, I want to let you know we've ordered a Rodecaster and 2 Rode mics. I don't know if this means anything to you, but it's basically thanks to everyone chipping in with Patreon subscriptions, we've managed to buy the best tech in the game. So the sound quality after this podcast is about to go through the roof. Enjoy this podcast, and I'll see you on Thursday.
Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Muggins and cream and Muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Are we in the same seats?
That's hack.
Ah, muggles.
Accidental rim job in the park.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Or am I just being cynical?
Muggled it up on fucking Mugglepedia.
Where have you been since 9/11?
Danny.
What?
I have not been very well.
Oh, you handled the second vaccine like a bitch, didn't you?
I handled it like an absolute bitch. I think I might have words to eat. Was I like agreeing with you when you were saying that anybody who reacts badly to the vaccine's a coward?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Absolutely.
Was
yes.
I being the voice of reason? I was like, nah, you never know. Everybody reacts differently. Was
no,
I like that?
No, that doesn't sound like you at all.
I don't always like text sides with you when you're on your rants.
You do when it's toxic masculinity.
I usually put up with like.
If I bring toxic masculinity into it, you'll always join on the side of it, as is the nature of toxic masculinity.
Nah, I think I show opposition, even if it's playing devil's advocate. Even if I'm just stating to be.
Not if it's a chance to call somebody else weaker than you. Then you're normally on my side of things. So if I was on the side of anyone that has a whitey because of their second vaccine is a fucking loser, you would have absolutely been at the very least on my side, if not applauding me, being like, oh my god, preach.
Well, if I was a tabloid newspaper and I had put the headline out in like June that people are pussies that react badly to a vaccine,
yeah, I
would probably put a small reduction on. Is reduction the right word?
Yeah.
On like page 28.
Is that redaction?
Redaction's when you like put the black lines through it and like you hide
parts
of the article. But I definitely put like a little. I'm going to still call it a reduction. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You're screaming at the podcast what the actual word I'm looking for is.
I don't think they are.
But
I don't think we have
I can't hear you.
I don't think I don't think we have that smart a fan base.
I don't know. They're smarter than us.
I don't know if that's true either. Maybe on some subjects.
You know how people watch reality TV shows so they can like look down at the people on the reality TV shows?
Yes, I guess. I'm very aware of what my life is, yes.
Yes, I think that's what people do with this podcast. I think people listen to us so they can feel better about themselves, Daniel.
Maybe. Do you not think they come to hear some home truths? Some zingers?
Maybe. You know what? Like, for all the times we're arguing about, like, pizza dip, I did mention to someone like, quoted us on, like, a bit that was spoke about mental health, and I was like, often there's, like, a nugget of gold in amongst all of the rowing about stuff.
Aye. It's like a kid that's eating a penny. Like, if you look through enough of its shit, you're going to find something shiny, but that doesn't...
Strange analogy, but...
Aye.
But okay.
Did you never swallow a fucking penny as a kid?
That was one thing I used to say when I used to objectify women.
What?
Is I would feed her a silver sixpence and look through her shit like a Yuletide log.
Oh, as in that you fancy her, and that's like I would drag my cock through broken glass to hear her fart through a wet microphone, like that.
Yes,
type
that
of got you.
That level. I'd fought her out of bed for kicking.
That's mine! How fucking dare you patter theft me in front of me on our fucking podcast? Jesus,
Fucking
fucking.
as an example.
Oh, fucking put it on a shirt then and sell it and give me the profits, then you fucking snake.
Used it as an example.
I know you would. It wasn't a callback when they don't know that was my
I was
banner.
putting forward.
Aye.
Like I could have said.
Thank God I'm on this podcast. Otherwise, you would have been running away. Oh, that's me, my banner. My dad did that dad thing a while ago.
I could have said I drink a bath water, but I wouldn't know who to credit it to. But since the person
Probably Elliot. Like if anyone's drinking a girl's bath water, it's Elliot.
Aye. What other ones was there like that? Was there a few?
Oh, let's not go through them. Let's not make that the podcast.
Okay, let's go back to making sick.
Yeah, there we go.
Make me endearing rather than
instead,
hated.
Instead of let's go back to the sexism we all used to do years. You know what? It's one of those. You know, like in an American sitcom, there's always that one episode in season 6 where the writers have taken a strike and they just go, "Here's some of our favourite scenes from the last 6 seasons. You want to do a sexist version of that for the podcast? Here's some of the worst things we've ever said about women, because why not?
Nostalgic
If they didn't have
misogyny.
cunts, we'd throw stones at them. What's the game?"
Snakes with tits.
Aye, let's not
Let's not revisit that, even though we kind of did. With a layer. It was layered, but we did it.
Aye.
Yeah, so I'd done this thing where I got vaccinated, and then was just like telling everyone that I was dealing with it well. Mm-hmm. I'd done the gig. I was just like, you know what? I just feel like I was just playing it off. Like I just feel like I do when I first wake up in the morning and I haven't had my coffee yet.
Sad.
I have a nightmare. Don't talk to us. So I was like, I just feel a bit lethargic, but otherwise I'm fine, right?
That was one of the original Muggles, wasn't it? From Muggle Corner.
It was.
Anyone that's like, I'm not myself until I have my coffee. Aye, that is Muggledom.
So I was in that pocket.
Aye.
That's where I was. And I went to bed. And I woke up after like an hour, like in a pool of sweat, shivering, like fucking roasted.
Aye.
Like I was absolutely fucking roasting, right? And I guess
What were you dreaming about?
I was having fever dreams, right? Where I'm really glad I'm in a good place psychologically at the minute, because if I had anything to be anxious about, it would have been full on anxiety dreams about whatever was on my mind. But at the minute, like there's no on my mind at all. Pretty much a blank canvas. But I was micromanage planning me next day, right? And I was making contingencies for literally everything, like if every eventuality, but they were stacking. And then, like, I would start forgetting what my original ones were and panicking about them. And then I'd wake up and I'd forget what they were, but my mind was just cluttered. And it was like that. And you'd been in the dream for, like, 19 hours, but, like, 5 minutes had passed of real time. So it was, like, that level of shit. And I guess, Natalie, could you see if there's any tablets on the bedside? And I just saw her, like, start rummaging and then fall back asleep. With her arms on the bedside table. And I was like, it was just a moment where I was like, I should fund them. And like a minute or two passed and I was like, I think she's back asleep again. And I just heard her slopping her lips.
Oh, what was she dreaming about?
She was eating the tablets. She was killing herself, sick of me shit.
She's like, I can't believe I married a bitch. I can't believe I married a man who's got such an adverse reaction to the second vaccine. I'll take these and I'll die beside him.
Which, by the way...
No, she knows why. You know why.
She had a vaccine yesterday.
Is she fine? Oh, is she fine?
She's totally fine.
Oh,
same vaccine.
Same, both Moderna.
Aye, Moderna.
Oh, well.
She worked out. She's just been getting on with her life. I got malaria off mine.
Aye, you were a bit.
Malaria's a good word to say in my accent, by the way.
Malaria? Just because there's so many bubbles.
I've got malaria?
Oh, no.
It sounds fun.
I've got the Zika virus. That's why my heat's so small.
Ebola?
Oh, Ebola's good. But Ebola just
Ebola?
sounds...
It sounds like I'm getting excited about Ebola.
Yeah, or...
Ebola?
Why do Geordies say E when they're excited? Like, they're just like a fucking kettle boiling.
I don't know.
I have noticed it. You all do it. That's kind of fun, that.
My mum does it the most. She opens every sentence with E. It's class. It's absolutely class, Linda.
So how you feeling today, little fucking...
So I've basically, let's talk you through it right now. I fell asleep looking for it, but I knew there was only one tablet. You know, you'd take two. Mm-hmm. You were grown up.
Well, would you little bitch? Could you handle one?
I was going to have a little half of one. Can I have half a paracetamol, please, babes?
Can't handle two vaccines. I knew two whole pills. think you bit off more than you can chew.
So do you know, for all the years I've been married, I didn't realise that sometimes like I'll ask Natalie to do something in the morning, like like if it's on his side of the bed in the hotel room, I'll go, could you rummage through the bag and find that and charger or whatever, right? And it turns out Natalie is so blind. And I don't take into consideration that like she doesn't sleep with her contact lenses.
Oh yeah, she is blind as fuck. She is like she is
blind.
Horrendous eyesight.
So blind.
Which explains. I mean, there's obviously we're all making the same joke. We all know that joke. It's not a joke because it's fact. Like it's
she's importantly blind.
Yeah, it is.
It's really crucial to know.
What's the secret to a long marriage? Natalie's condition.
Blindness. So I'm always asking her to do stuff in the morning. Can you get that or whatever? I didn't realise I'm asking a blind person to rummage around blindly. Oh, yeah. So I'm like, I know that the other tablets are in my bag downstairs.
So you sent her downstairs?
I literally couldn't ask her to do that. And I'm in such a fucking shit state that I had to like literally pep talk myself into going down the stairs. I'm like a fucking zombie. And I left...
You couldn't make her go down there?
She would have had to put her contact lenses in the middle of the night and then take them back to go back to bed. Or just put your glasses next to the bed, Natalie, just I'll ask.
Yeah, or like blind people get downstairs, like just feel the walls, touch your toes. But I imagine that would be the worst thing. Like, if you don't want to get up because you don't want to go downstairs and get medicine, the last thing you want to hear is... and then silence would be like, oh, now I've got to get up for that.
And then my legs are too weak and we're both just tangled up at the bottom of the stairs.
The police and the ambulance turn up to the Slinky household. Both family members dead.
I'm not quite as injured because Natalie cushioned my fall. The police are turning up like, you guys again.
Yeah, honestly. Oh, it's another case of, man, this is the weirdest domestic abuse I've ever seen in my life. The woman's underneath, but the man seems to be in worse shape while he sweats profusely on top of her.
He's shivering. What has happened here? They get the forensics to try and wake up what's happened. So
you've got shy eyes too, don't you?
You know what?
Not as shy as hers though.
You know what? Mine's different. Mine's different. One of them did point the other way.
Aye.
So I had my eye taken out. Did you know this? They took it out to do the operation. They rested on my cheek. I asked them to take a photo of it, but they wouldn't.
Right, they took out your eye and they rested something spherical on your cheek. Right? Did you see that it was your eye? Or was
all I could see was my lips.
Like Mr. Potato Head, Toy Story 3. That's where it is. Hold on. So they took out your eye to just put it back in facing the right direction.
They took a bit of muscle out and then shrunk it so that like it couldn't it didn't stray off, so that its natural position was.
Wait, so they have to weaken your eye because it's so desperate to look right.
So, like the muscle's too long, so it would like point off center when it relaxes. So like.
And you're always relaxed.
I'm just kind of chilled out kind of guy. So I eyes would point in different directions, and then they fixed that. Like they could have done it when I was a kid, but like you know what? Like I'm old. They didn't have the medical technology, right? They were like,
they would have done it with a spoon back then.
They were like, we might overshoot it. You can shorten the muscle, but if like you shorten it too far. You can't lengthen the muscles to put it back. So they're like on a child's eye, the margin's finer. So you have to wait until you're an adult. So I had to live my whole life.
And
like,
also,
Bong Eye.
bullying builds character. Fuck him.
So I just dealt with that all my life. It's class. And then, so my prescription, like Natalie's is like a plus 6.75 or something like that. Whatever that means. Mine's a 2.75 on my Bong Eye.
Oh, so in your worst eye, she's still 3 times worse.
Aye. Jesus. In my good eye's barely a prescription. It's like plus 1.5. So like I'm alright. I can get by with it. It's just like what I come with is I struggle because
like if you're as blind as Natalie, right? How have you not developed sonar at this point?
I just start clicking and listening for it.
Yeah, she's got to be doing something at that point. Like if has she been this blind forever? Or was it like when she hit her 40s or?
No, always. Yeah.
She's gonna be mad that you didn't correct me there.
What about?
Oh, brilliant! I'm so happy.
What about?
I said in her 40s.
I didn't know. I hate it.
You fucking rat bastard of a man. I fucking set you up there to do the bare minimum to defend your wife, and you were like, aye, that's her. 40 plus. Me old cougar.
My old lady. Oh, man. Sorry, babes. I love playing it that I call her babes. I never call her babes, but no. I'm just acting on the podcast like I call her babes. Hi, babes. I'm going to do it, though. One thing my eyes like they don't just like naturally I think they have trouble working together because they've never been on the same team. And then in my 20s, they're just like, we're just gonna put you guys together now, and we're like, we've got nothing in common.
I like looking left, you like looking fucking anywhere.
So I like, you know, if I go into the supermarket, for instance, I just have trouble focusing when I haven't got my contact lenses in. I'm just like, there's just a shelf of stuff, and I really need to focus my mind to try and work out what's on the shelf.
You reckon that's about you're present all the time? That's just because you have to be.
Aye.
Maybe that's why you're... See, now I wish I had shy eyesight, because my eyesight's so fucking flawless that I've got plenty of time to be in my own head.
Just drift off.
Aye. Well, I've got fucking, like... Both my parents have had... Oh no, my dad's had laser eye surgery.
On his eyes?
Aye. No, that's just how we got one of his tattoos removed. You don't like the tattoo laser, look too fucking scary.
You shouldn't laser quest.
I don't think, and I'll do the same hubris you fucking did with being like, anyone who reacts badly to the second vaccine's a bitch. I'll say this, I'm never losing my eyesight. Flawless these, absolutely.
They're not going to fade as you get older.
Well, I mean, both my mum's and dad's did, but I think theirs is already started. Like, my dad had definitely glasses when he was my age now, and I think my mum lost later on, but I just don't see it happening. These are too good. I can see in the future. That's why I'm sad.
Constantly miserable. What was my point?
No.
Right. Let's just keep going back to me being a pussy.
Aye.
I had a shower. Went and got my tablets. Had a shower because I'd been sweating I come back and I put towels down on the bed so that like sleep on me. I had my pajamas were fucking soaked through. My pajama bottoms. I only wear pajama bottoms.
Oh no! See, no. In my head, you're like one of those old
buttoned up. I've got one of them caps on, the sleep caps.
Ebenezer
like
Scrooge.
Scrooge. And I went back and I woke up just absolutely saturated again. It was the fucking worst night of my life. I was in fucking pieces. And then the next day I just been watching that. I've been watching that series that you said is about to be shit.
Oh,
Behind Her Eyes.
Behind Her Eyes.
There's a fucking theme on this podcast, like.
Aye, for those of you that haven't
seen 3 episodes in, I'm really enjoying it.
Oh man, it is without a doubt the worst ending of anything I've experienced, and I count Game of Thrones in that list. It's the worst ending of anything I've ever seen.
So Game of Thrones is only like God. So
that was just disappointing.
It was only so disappointing because it was so good in the build-up.
Aye, and
whereas this you could just go, well, I wasn't 8 seasons invested in it before you fucked it up.
Piping hot fucking garbage. Like I had to go in for a scan the next day to find out that it hadn't given me brain cancer. Like I was like, I watched the show yesterday I saw the final episode and I just felt like it was so dumb that I think that might have infected me. They did a scan. I was actually like the 10th person that did there for that day. All the other ones couldn't turn up because they died instantly of how dumb the fucking ending was. Everyone involved in the project should be ashamed.
So it's what episodes? Is it like 6 episodes?
Yeah, but it's going to feel like way longer.
And 3 episodes in, right? And my only qualm with it at the moment is from episode 1, so I'm not giving too much spoilers here, I'm just giving you a bit of premise, right? She kisses the mysterious Scottish guy who's... By the way, any like British-made series, the Scottish guy is always a bastard.
Well, like, I mean...
Always, like, Line of Duty... As soon as someone has a Scottish accent, you're like, oh, they're the bad guy. It's like if there's a Russian accent and like something like Bond, you're like, you're probably a bad guy. That's what seems to happen. Yeah.
Apparently Russians don't like being villains and everything, but then they keep doing what they're doing.
So she just kisses this guy. She's in London, right? What's population? 7 million.
Aye.
Right.
7 or 8 actually. I think it's.
So she kisses this guy, and then she goes into work, and it's her new boss, right?
Uh-oh.
And you're like, right, massive coincidence, ungodly level of coincidence, but that's why there's a series made of it, that's why it's noteworthy, that's why we're watching it, because they're like, oh God, imagine this coincidence happened, right? So the boss turns out to be married, right? And then the next day, she just bumps into his wife on the street in London. Like 1 in 7 million twice.
Well, like, I mean, like I guess like they clearly live in the area. Like it's not like she's walking out all of London.
They've kind of made it clear that they don't early doors because he's in the like really nice area and she's living in a high rise. You know?
Well, I mean, I'm just to let you know, like if that's the most disappointing bit you find out about the season.
But I just got
that fucking.
So my whole thing is there has to be a, like by design, like his wife has to have like kind of known and then designed to meet her there. Otherwise, the coincidence is just too much for us. Like I'm just like you've just won the lottery twice off the bounce.
Oh man, you're gonna wish it was a fucking coincidence. You'd be happier with that. It's just
like I'm so intrigued now. Like I feel like because of you explaining this, can I ask one question?
Yes.
And I don't know if I want to know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. Is the twist supernatural?
Well, I won't give a direct answer to that. But what I will tell you this is, I reckon cunts that like horoscopes loved it.
Natalie's going to love it.
Like, I reckon you've just got to have that level of, I'm willing to take any base level explanation. I'm so desperate for there to be something bigger than me that I'll hold on to fucking anything you spoon for me. That's who this was made for.
Because it keeps like cutting to their dreams and stuff like that. And I'm like, I hope their dreams aren't linked. I'm like, if your dreams are linked, I'm out.
Oh, man. Even then, still 1,000 times worse. And I'm not even, like sometimes when like there's a movie come out and you don't enjoy it that much and then you tell your friends, you're like, no, it's all right. And because you send them in with such low expectations, they end up enjoying the movie because they're going in expecting to see something shit. And then they're like, oh, that was actually quite all right. There's nothing I can do. No matter how much I slate this show, there's not a chance you'll enjoy it. It's impossible.
So even with the expectations
all
being
of
rock
this,
bottom.
It's going to exceed that.
Oh no!
Piping hot wet shit directly into your eyeballs.
Yeah, I've got a recommendation that like I think you'll like, but I want you to be high when you watch it. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
It's very Tory.
It's a stop motion Roald Dahl film, right? And I just it's like I wouldn't. It's weird recommending it because I didn't think everyone will enjoy it. The pace is weird. It's a weird pace. It's actually fucking super odd. I think like you should watch it high. But I was absolutely captivated by it. I properly enjoyed it.
I think the directors I don't like. Let me Google.
Do you think Roald Dahl stuff's Tory?
No, but I think people who enjoy it are.
I was going to say I thought Roald Dahl stuff's more like
but it wasn't.
It's more like Ken Loach levels. You know what I mean? It's always like poor orphan or like the fantasies of someone that's like in an abusive family or something. They're always
Noah Baumbach. What else has he fucking done?
Well, the director of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I think it's because Wes Anderson's in it, and I always feel like, Bill Money. Maybe I will watch it. I don't know. I
just watched it on. I would never have thought to watch it, but I just watched it on an impulse. I was just scrolling through Netflix, and I just like rush of blood to the head, clicked on anything, and watched that, and fucking loved it. What's its ratings? Is it commonly? Is it
93 on Rotten Tomatoes?
Aye. So it's not an original thought by me that this is good.
No. I mean, it's Ali's. It's one of Ali's favourite movies. But he always likes fucking nice,
so
aesthetically pleasing things.
I was watching that with Natalie, right? And then I was like, I've got to go get ready and come to the gig, right? So I hadn't had the best night's sleep, so I got myself to the gig, and Natalie decided to have a nap on the couch, and she woke up to her mum knocking on it to take her for her vaccine, and she just like panicked, realised she was running late, got in the car, went for a vaccine, and she was only wearing a sweater. She was free boobing in a sweater, and she went to roll her sleeve up, but it only went up to her elbow. So she couldn't get a vaccine without getting a tit suit. So Natalie got...
it's one way to get them for free.
Natalie got vaccinated with a tit suit. quite funny.
Aye.
Might have laughed at.
Aye. Well, and then she handled the vaccine well, no problem.
I mean, that's what she's telling us in the text.
Shivers, aye.
That's what she's telling us in the text. Like,
right.
I guarantee
So
that is toxic masculinity from her. She's probably had the worst night ever, and she's just like, nah, I'm fine, whatever. Ordered some rubble for the garden.
Aye. Trevor Moore's dead.
I don't know who that is.
You do. You know my whitest kids, you know? That's...
No, you've told us about them a few times,
Aye.
and then I haven't went on to follow your recommendation.
I don't know how he died, but man, it was one of the ones. If you don't know whitest kids, you know, we've definitely spoken about them on the podcast.
Yeah, recently as well.
Aye. Their sketches are fucking great. I died at 41.
How?
Don't know. They've just said an accident.
Why do American comedians die in the 40s?
I mean, this one died. I don't think this one's drug related because he was like a dad and like a good dad. So I think it was that. He's got one. I'll pause it and I'll show you the fucking best sketch that he's done. It's only a minute, so it's not a won't take.
Right, tell them what sketch it is so they can pause it. And watch
it's
it.
the Kill the President.
Okay, so we're pausing this. You're pausing this. We're going to watch a clip. Aye, that was very good.
Aye, it's a real bummer. I feel like I've tempted fate. Not on the podcast, but a couple of weeks ago I was talking to, I think it was Cullen, and I was just like, man, there's not been like a comedian death like in a while. Like there's always, I mean, you know, there was that year of all the fucking celebrity deaths, but like
2016.
Aye, but there wasn't. I'm trying to think before this, the last comedian death we were just talking about a bit, and then now I feel like a fucking tempted fate, and now a guy that I really, really liked his fucking dead souls.
Yeah, because who was the last? Patrice O'Neill, maybe?
Patrice O'Neill, Greg Giraldo, I don't know if he died.
Giraldo, these were all quite a while ago, though.
Aye. I'm such a... Brody Stevens, he wasn't a TV comic, but he was an LA-based comic. He was fucking great. He died a couple of years ago. There was also Harris Whittles. He wrote for, like, Parks and Rec and Sarah Silverman and stuff. He was great. But I know, like, biggies that I can think of.
Yeah, it's sad that like more people will see your stuff after you go.
Great publicity, but you just can't cash in on it.
Yeah, it's just you were like, where were you guys when I was live? Like,
Aye.
could have done with that.
But then again, like if you do die, you got the advantage of you can't really ruin your legacy, like unless they find your hard drive.
And you can't. You can get posthumously cancelled.
Aye, which I always just think is, you know, fucking so. Like, man, we all know Winston Churchill was like a racist dickhead, but he also did.
You know, he was genocidal.
Yeah, he was a really, but like it's so weird, like to just try and be like, we need to stop celebrating him because you're just gonna antagonise all the ones that have only watched Saving Private Ryan and read all their fucking war books. It's look, people were complicated, and he was a fucking bastard, but. You know, why don't we all just acknowledge that he was and then move forwards and go, all right, well.
Because there is like a line though, because you wouldn't have kept the Jimmy Savile statue up. Like the Jimmy Savile statue's got to go. So if they're going like get rid of the Churchill statue, we all know what he did.
Here's a question for you: who dead would you like to be cancelled for them to come back and be like, they were a bad one?
Oh, who would I like to cancel from? This is so morbid.
Aye.
Who do I want to cancel from Beyond the Grave?
Aye. Who's got like a really good legacy as a dead person and you're just like, make something come out?
I'm fucking
Alan Rickman.
Boy.
I wanted to come out that like Alan Rickman preferred Twilight. I want to suggest something like real bad.
But this is the thing, like a lot of people probably will get cancelled from Beyond the Grave because standards will change.
Aye,
but the standard for what's acceptable now, where we're celebrating celebrities that died in 2016, like the world will move on, and then we'll find something from the past that way again. Aye, he doesn't pass today's standards, but while he was alive, passed everyone's standards.
I think, well, I mean, I know we've spoken about this, but like, I think our kids and our grandkids will look back at us and be like, you were allowed to be anonymous on the internet.
Aye.
You're like, aye, we were, it was lawless.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Aye.
And you know that they're capable of, like, you know how good the technology is on, like, all these social media platforms. Because, you know, if you play something that you haven't got the license for, they'll fucking take it down immediately.
Fucking not anymore. Old Big Dog's worked out how to fucking use a VPN, and it's changed my life. It's actually very simple.
And you didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, I have to pay for it, yeah. But
'Cause
like,
I paid...
but like, why not pay whatever the money is to get every channel on Earth?
Because I paid for a VPN so that I could watch every single football game. Every single football game gets televised in Australia in the Premier League, right? But they wouldn't televise the 3 o'clock games in the UK.
Aye.
So you could only watch the 3 o'clock games in another country. So I got a VPN so that I could use, I think it was called Optus or something. It's their friend's account. I'd watch it on Optus, and then all of a sudden the fucking VPN wouldn't work for Melbourne, so I'd change it to Sydney and that would work. And sometimes I had to change it to wherever, Perth. But like it got to the point where I was just chasing it run, trying to find somewhere, and I just couldn't.
Aye.
And I think like I feel like you're paying for the subscription, but they're simultaneously trying to clamp down on it and make it difficult.
Aye, but I always think this is the point where fucking the corporations get it wrong, which is, if I want something, I'm going to get it. Like, people that, when they used to complain about fucking piracy, you go, like, because they used to release things in America 2 weeks or a month before they release it in the UK, and you're like, right, I'm watching it illegally then. I would pay money to watch and use this right fucking now, but you've made it difficult, so I'm gonna fucking nick it.
So you're saying that people can watch X on HBO if they get a VPN in the UK?
Couldn't give a shit what they do.
I'm just saying, like, that, because that would be a nice way for people to watch it.
Man, go, or just find one of the many illegal streams of it. I don't care.
Aye, do that.
Aye, just go.
Because a couple of people have asked us where to get it, and I'm like, I just don't know.
Man, we'll try, but there's fucking so many things in play. Please, for the love of God, don't think I'm sat on Socio and X being like, this is exactly what I wanted for my career. To not be able to release 2 specials that are completely and utterly done, and I have no further
I'm trying to build up a thirst for it.
Aye, trust me. I want, however much you at home want X or Socio to come out, I guarantee you I want it out more, because I'm not asking you every fucking day when it's coming out.
Daniel.
What?
I've done something you might judge me for, I'm not sure. I joined the National Trust.
I don't even know what that is.
You know,
No.
I just feel like it's a very middle class Tory thing to do.
What is it?
It's there's just parts of like preserved areas around the country.
Okay. I knew I recognise it from like a National Trust park. So you're not allowed to chop down trees there.
Well, it's like $8.50 to get into these places, wherever, like Pollock Park or the Greenbank Gardens is the one near mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Wait! It's a garden membership.
There's different like Greenbank Gardens is part of the National Trust, but there's also like an area on Ayr and Isle of Arran.
And you can only get into these places if you have a National Trust pass. So it's a garden membership.
I've got a membership again, like also country houses done. Not just gardens, I can go for afternoon tea.
Aye, this is Tory as fuck.
It's so fucking Tory.
Absolutely fucking is.
It's so fucking Tory. I don't recognise myself. I'm knit. I'm a member of the National Trust. I live in fucking Clarkston. I feel like I've been just given a packaged identity and gone, this is who you are now, and then one day someone's going to stand on me dog and I'm just going to return and be like Joe Wick.
Wait.
John Wick.
John Wick, aye. Joe Wick's
Aye, that's Tom Horton's fucking parents' mistake. John Wick. Joe Wick. So I live right next to Greenbank Gardens, and it's $8.50 to get in, right? And it's just a nice garden. There's like a fucking nice lawn where you can have a picnic or whatever. Then
Could you smoke a spliff there?
You know what? I probably could on a quiet day, because there's so many like little nooks and crannies. There's all high hedges, right? And then there'll just be like an area with like a fountain and a park bench and that, and it's just like fucking like something of Labyrinth, right? And you could probably take a spliff in. You could definitely take a book in. It would be a great tranquil place to go and write. But what I've been doing is like fucking grabbing like a cup of tea and then just sneaking in, because it's cheaper to buy a cup of tea, because you have to go through the cafe to get into it. I'll just have a cup of please and go in. It's just like,
wait, how's that sneaking in if you've got a membership?
No, I didn't have a membership.
Right.
But then one time I went to get a cup of tea. She was like, "You're going in the garden as well," and I was with my parents because I was just going to sneak them in.
Aye.
She was like, "Are you going in the garden as well?" And I was just like, "No, we're not going in the garden." And then I was like, well, I can't just sneak in now because she's asked us.
Aye.
You know, like if she hadn't asked us, I would have I could have played ignorant when the GANs.
Just been, I didn't know it was a membership thing.
Aye.
I was enjoying this lovely cup of tea, by the way, real nice.
So they done with like that. So we just sat down in the area where it wasn't in the gardens. It was just like the little fucking tea room area, and I just, when she walked past, because it's fucking £8.50, there's 4, right? And I just went, how much is it to get into the garden? Just by it. Just went £8.50. I knew the answer. I was like, what's this fucking 34 quid for the 4 to get in? You pay less than that at Thorpe Park. What's in there, like? And, I just made fun of it. I was like, she was like, oh, but if you sign up, it's like, you only need to go once to any of the things each month, and you've made your money back.
Aye.
Right? So signing up for a monthly payments.
Wait, can you bring in guests as a membership?
I'd definitely sneak guests in, like.
Aye.
I reckon. But no, you can't. She was going, if you get the lifetime pass, you can get guests in. And I looked, it was lifetime pass, one-off payment for $2,500. I think that's the price of a fucking car. What are you talking about? You know what annoys me about?
That proves why you're still working class when you're like, $2,500. That's a car. Not to people who have national trust things. That's not the price of a car today.
You know what annoys us about these places as well? These fucking. I feel like it's £8.50 to get in to stop me getting in.
Of course it is.
To stop my lot getting in. And I feel so affronted by it when they're like, it's £8.50 to get into this garden. Well, and people are just freely going in, all these like posh old people and all that are going in. And I'm like, they don't give a fuck about losing £8.50 keeping me in.
Because none of them play music out loud on their phone. That's why. That's why they get to sneak in and nobody gives a shit.
The tut louder than my phone would play filthy bangers. So I said, can we go in and see what it's all about before we sign up?
Try before you buy.
Try before you buy. And they were like, pop in. And I was like, well, I'm just getting my mum and dad up. I'll show them on Greenbank Gardens. It's nice, we're going in. And then we decided to sign up while we're in there. So we thought we were having their pants doing it. They had our pants doing, so...
So your parents have signed up to it too?
Nah, just me and Natalie. Right. But it's it's like less than a minute from your house, and I'm like, I can just pop in all the time now. So go and have a look at the rhododendrons and that. Different who I am anymore.
Aye.
Who am I, Daniel?
I mean, it's not going well for you. I mean, it has gone well, but that in itself is it not going great.
Sorry, I'm going to go to the podcast afternoon tea.
Yeah, but we crumpet. Start fucking, I bet you are. You'll be one of those cunts as well. Be like, oh, you put the cream on before the fucking butter, the jam on the scone, and you got it wrong. Oh.
This is about the tea, isn't it?
No.
It is.
Here the other day, right, I saw Colin cooking, right, and oh my god, the guy had the fucking audacity, the sheer fucking gall, to put in the tomato sauce before the spices. What's he doing? That's mad. Oh, it's going to taste entirely different. I couldn't eat it. I would discuss. You put the ingredients in a different order, entirely different dish.
Sauce
entirely different dish and pasta. Aye,
but like if you put there is certain things like I don't think this is as bad. But if he'd served up the bolognese and then put the spaghetti on top of it, you'd go, what are you doing? Who does that?
That's a false equivalency, though. That's not.
It's not because that wouldn't actually change the taste.
No,
it would be jarring because you're not meant like that's weird, right? You've got the stuff upside down, but it would go but it actually changes the taste.
No, I don't agree that it does change the taste. I will genuinely for you fucking Cara and Cullen, right? Let's do a fucking taste test, right?
I'm gonna put something good here. I don't think bits and juice make it taste any different.
It doesn't make it taste any different. It's just a horrible experience to have fucking shrapnel in your mouth when you're expecting a liquid.
But how can you be so passionate about like your morning cold drink, but then your morning hot drink is just like totally irrelevant?
Well, because if there was lumps in my coffee, I'd complain about that, and that's a texture thing.
Aye, but I'd rather have lumps in me tea than have the fucking milk in first.
Right, well that's very much a you stance. Let's not fucking stand on this hill and claim we've got an army standing behind us.
But
is your problem, and let me ask, is your problem with it, right, just that there's a way of doing it? Right.
I can't believe you're trying to win this argument.
No. Answer my question. Right? Is the problem, right, that there's a way of doing it, right, that's more efficient and just better in general, right, and I'm not doing that.
It makes a weak ass tea.
Right. Why do you fucking load a dishwasher wrong then? Because it makes it a worse cleaning fucking system if they're not all in the right place. It's not as fucking efficient. It's actively making the things less fucking clean.
You're tripping here.
Nah.
You're tripping here. And this is where you're tripping, right? I'm not. I put stuff in the dishwasher, right?
Oh man, I know you've been at my house for the past 3 days, and I've had to tell Cara, I'm like, if you see Kai loading the dishwasher, tell him to fucking stop. Stop loading my dishwasher. Leave things at the side, for the love of God.
This is wild.
It's what, man?
It's
I've never.
wild.
You put them in upside down, back to front. There's fucking wooden spoons in it. There's fucking chopping boards. What are you doing?
Chopping boards go in.
No, they don't.
Oh, not the wooden ones.
No.
No, I've never used a wooden chopping board. Yeah.
What's the logic about wooden spoons then?
You know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Well, because it goes hot, then it's cold, and when that happens, things expand and crack and break. Things that are not, metal or glass.
You know what? Like I've been in my house 6 months, right, and I've been putting wooden spoons in, and they still operate as wooden spoons.
Maybe.
I'm just like, you know what? Like, I get it. Like putting wood in the dishwasher is a bit of an odd thing to do, but so far I've been experimenting with it. It's fine, guys. You crack on with a wooden spoon.
Well, having had a house with a washing machine in it for 2 years, I can tell you it's not. I have to buy new wooden spoons all the time. So enjoy that in a month or 6 months' time.
So the dishwasher thing for me, right? I'm not asked if I put something in and it takes up a lot of space, right? Because when it's full, regardless of how many items are in it, when it's full, I set it away. And then I empty it when it's done. I didn't try to get in. It's like you do with your bins, like you do with a dishwasher. I didn't try to get as many square centimetres of space filled before I set it away. I sometimes set it away in the middle of the day if it's full. You don't just try and go, right, I've got to fucking get everything I can in here.
No, but I would put them in the right, facing the right way up. I would have them facing the right direction. There's more stacking.
They would act like I'm putting bowls up and up.
I've seen
but what
you
I'll do, I'll not stack them. I'll put them face down.
Aye.
Right? So it takes up a bit more room, but give a fuck, just send it away when it's full.
No, but what, right, no, because you can't, because by the time you go into, every time I fucking put the dishes away now, I'll go, right, I've got 6 plates here now, and I can't get them in, because you fucking loaded it in, I can get 3 in, and now I have to rearrange all the shit you've done to get the other fucking 3 in, and I wouldn't have this problem if they were all in the right place to begin with.
So you don't like how I load the dishwasher?
This is my point, don't you dare try and
I've never unloaded it. Yeah, because I didn't know exactly where everything goes, so I didn't want to spin you out by having you looking for a whisk, right?
That's not true, because I went through some of my cupboards today, they were in different places in Cat, so I'm playing the game. Did you put the handles back somewhere?
The handles?
So, for the fucking, the clippy-on ones I've got.
Oh, yeah.
Those were in the wrong place. Did you put them
were they on the top drawer?
No.
I didn't think I did, I haven't unloaded the dishwasher this time around.
Oh, mind you.
When I lived here, I knew a bit more where stuff was. I never know my way around your kitchen.
It is. I mean, I don't need
There's so many storage spaces and there's no real order to it. So I'm like, I don't want, because I don't want to put something in the wrong space and then you've got 18 places to check to find your thing, right? So I'm like, I'll leave that. So I take a plate out and one of them had just fucking tons of fucking sauce on it still.
Do you know what that is? Because somebody didn't load the dishwasher properly and they didn't clean the dishes properly. That's because if you do not load it properly, it blocks the fucking thing, and that's why things come out dirty. If you do not load the dishwasher properly, things come out fucking dirty.
So how do you think I loaded that plate that clearly wasn't mine because that's not what I'd eaten?
What?
How do you think I loaded that plate that clearly wasn't mine because that's not what I had eaten?
I don't understand the question.
There was a plate that was dirty that you said I loaded wrong, right? How do you think, even though it wasn't mine because that's not what I had, that was on the plate? How do you think I put it in that made it so it didn't get cleaned?
Well, I reckon
a plate that goes into the slots, right? And it doesn't matter which slot you put it in.
Right, you understand how bowls cover things, right? And if you put a bowl that's like this shape and you put it there, it fully covers the whole front of the plate that doesn't allow it to get washed.
That's what I do.
It's his face.
I put the face down like a cup in the top drawer.
And then you put them on top of each other, and then they're
I don't put them on top of each other.
I've lived with you in 2 separate fucking houses. You do.
Are you lying?
I'm not.
This is slander.
It's not.
I don't stack bowls on top of each other.
Man, I've seen it happen. I've seen it go face up. And
that's slander. Right, if I do that, that's wrong.
Okay, good. Right.
You can't put bowls on top of each other stacked.
Good. Right.
That's not what I'm doing.
No, but you're doing it with plates as well.
No, plates go in the ridges.
Fucking spilled me Peloton. Drink.
Aye.
I've accidentally gone into a wet t-shirt.
He's just threw his juice all down his top in rage. In absolute rage. You look like you're sweating your box off.
I look like you after the fucking second vaccine.
Oh my god. I think you're being wild about the dishwasher, like.
Oh no, man! It's the reason dishwashers get blocked. It's the reason that they're fucking shite. They're less efficient. It's fundamentally loading a dishwasher wrong makes it function less. It's like fucking putting diesel in a fucking electric car.
Shall I tell you why I think you're pulling your plate with sauce on?
Aye.
That, by the way, was not off my dish that I loaded, right?
All
But
right.
whatever, you think there's a knock-on effect from a cup that I put on the top shelf, right? I think it's like that because you're fucking leaving no room for water. Like, you're fucking ramming everything in. You've got everything in so
Right,
efficiently. Like, I'll sometimes...
Yeah, because the guys that invented the dishwasher never tested it once. They were like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do that. That looks like it works. Let's not run it through all the tests that it clearly went through. Scientists designed it, man. It's not like some fucking
I know
guy...
scientists designed my washing machine, but I'll not load it to the brim because it'll probably damage the drum if I fill it with clothes all the way
Right,
to
so
the top.
you reckon they put in more spaces than necessary, like than physically possible? You reckon that was part of the design? Yeah, just a bunch.
I think it's
just loads. Just have loads. They'll never use it all. Why would they use
I
it
think
all?
it's to give you options.
Fuck.
I'll never pack a dishwasher like it, so that's a clear, fair way of it getting jammed if the dish has not been clean.
Oh.
I think you load it wrong. I just didn't want to say it to your house.
Man, and Cullen does it as well. You're the fucking same. Like, man, literally in the fucking in the cutlery bit, I can't understand how you get it wrong because there's literally a picture every 3 inches of how the knives and forks are loaded. Like, it's like, hey, moron, the pointy end goes this way and the handle goes this way, and every day I go there, I'm like, I just don't. Like, it does matter.
Put the forks together, put the knives together. That's one thing you didn't do. You're going like fork, knife, spoon, whatever, right? And then you're picking them up and going, which was actually something I used to do until Natalie corrected.
What?
Not putting the forks and knives separate. So when you're getting them out, they come out together.
Oh, no, I actually put, it's a little game I play with myself, which is, because, like, so they all come out, like, there, and then you go, right, I wonder if I get all the forks, because they're randomly fucking set up, you go, right, I'm pretty sure I'm doing one trip with forks. I'm pretty sure I've picked up all the other forks. You put them away. You come back, you take the knives, and there's like 2 forks in there. You're like, motherfucker, I've never got it. I've never got it 100%.
Because I had that with Natalie, because yours is like a tray with the knives and forks in, which I'm not a huge fan of that.
I'm not a fan of it either. We're getting a new dishwasher soon, which I'm genuinely banning anyone in the house from loading apart from myself.
You should do that, just for your own mental health.
Aye.
I think it's only you that's bothered.
Well, no, I mean, the fact that I have to replace this dishwasher is proof that loading a dishwasher incorrectly makes it fucking shit and not
work. You
work.
never do the filters.
What?
Like, I don't do the filter on mine all the time.
Aye, Colin does the filter. We've all got our different roles.
Nice. I couldn't get in.
Just start sucking at the bottom of like one of those fucking bottom dwelling fish.
Just like the one that followed like the whales around, just like pecking stuff up. Pilot fish. He's like a pilot fish.
Or is it pilot fish is the ones just on sharks?
Don't know.
I'm probably the same.
Nah. Love it when
How lucky do you think those birds feel they get to like clean the crocodile's teeth? Do you reckon they think they're well hard? Is that like having a really hard older brother?
Just like...
Like you're literally watching like a fucking crocodile jump out, bring a gazelle into the water and kill it, and then you just, get to eat out of his fucking teeth.
How did they make that transaction? Like, how did that transaction come to be where that bird was like, right, we can't communicate, I can't speak crocodile can't speak gull.
Aye.
But there's food in its teeth that it doesn't want there. I want the food. How do I communicate to this crocodile that, like, I'm not more food?
Aye, I'm not like an aperitif. Like, I'm the dentist. I'm a weird dentist. Like, if my dentist did that, she'd be fired. She's fucking picking stuff out of your teeth.
Like, how do you even get out of that?
Because, like, monkeys do it with, like, taking fleas off each other, but that's easy. You're the same species. You're not trying to kill each other. I reckon it's because whenever they're doing it, like, the crocodile has already eaten something big.
Right, like, so it's not hungry.
No, and I reckon, like, apparently crocodiles can go, they can go, like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days without food, and they've got, like, man, what were these facts? I went fucking on a boat. I feel like they've got massive stomachs, but it takes ages to digest, so then they just fucking, because they don't move that much unless they're hunting, they're not expending too much energy, so maybe it was just, like, you've just watched somebody, like, eat, like, a fucking literal rhino, and you're like, he's not going to chase me. Like, I mean, I'll be on edge, but he's not.
Like, how did it even come to be, though? Because, if I had something in my teeth, I was picking away at it, and I was, like, getting my thumbnail in there, trying to get it out. I just can't get it. Like, if a bird just swooped in, right, and got it perfectly. Didn't hurt his note. Just, like, rummage around a little bit, pulled it out. I'd be like, cool. I'll not eat you. I'll not eat you. You can stay.
Oh no, I reckon I'd fucking, because you don't know that, because again, there's been no communication. That bird's just flying through your teeth. I would probably kill that bird in that scenario, because I'm like, it's diving at me, fucking beak first. This is clearly some sort of fucking Australian magpie attack.
They're wild, they aren't they? I've been looking up
Girls' skirts.
Not anymore. Like I said, it's changed.
Right.
I've changed a lot.
Been looking at men's skirts. I love the tattoos.
That's why I moved to Scotland. I've been looking up survival courses in Scotland. I thought, like, while I'm up here, I'll have a look. Because I'm not going to talk about this in length, because we're going to do a specific podcast on it. I've been watching Alone Season 3 with you and Cullen.
You want to...
So that we can do Alone with Friends 3
You want to do a fucking survival course, right? Here's your first tip: don't try and buy an England shirt in Scotland. There's your first Scotland survival fucking course. How the fuck do you think you're going to survive the fucking wilderness if you cannot fucking survive the town centre?
Just, I've been exiled. I've been exiled, so I need to. So one of them I looked up. I thought there'd be more. They're like weekends, but like once a month on a weekend, where you're going away, like start on a Friday and finish on a Sunday, and you don't take any food because you're going to be finding everything when you're out there. And you're out with specialists that are guiding you and teaching you how to purify water and light fires and build camps and stuff, right? And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But on weekends, I always clashes with my gigs every time. There's literally nothing available that weekend day on weekends. I'm saying you wouldn't come, would you?
No. I actually watched the show, man. There's no... Man, I don't like fish. I don't like vegetables. There's no way I'm going to have any form of joy eating fucking dandelion stems.
But in survival training, you're not.
When am I ever going to need
enjoyment.
it? But when am I ever going to need it?
You never know.
Nah, nah. For the tiny fucking chance, I'd rather go, man, I wish I'd done that survival course. I'd rather have that experience than actually doing the survival course.
Do you not think it would just be like nice for mindfulness, for like being?
If I was allowed to bring my own food, absolutely.
If I could bring the PlayStation.
Aye, if I could bring a fucking several packs of Monster Munch, a couple of fucking double deckers, right, and a couple of not microwavable meals, but like tins of fucking beans and shit. Absolutely.
You may be able to find a wild double decker.
A wild haggis maybe, but I'm just not. Also, I don't want to gut fish. I don't want to fucking. Like, I'll eat squirrel just because fuck them, because they ate my car and it's about time I got my revenge. I've got no problem killing squirrels, but I'm just... It's the food side of shit. I don't mind shit outside. I'd fucking stay in a tent, all grand. I'll learn how to make fires. I'm not eating wildlife.
Aye, well anyway, there's nothing available.
Aye.
But I looked at one of them and it was like... Highland training or something, right? And it was like, we'll teach you survival techniques, like hunting for game, doing this, doing that, fighting styles. I was like, fighting styles? How is fighting styles a survival technique? And this was a day course as well. And I'm like, and how are you going to squeeze that into like a portion of the day? Is it just going to be some like survival guy going, right now, if you ever come in contact with a wild human?
Yep, just somebody out there that they've seen you catch a bunch of things. They're coming for your food as well.
And then just teach you a bit of Krav Maga. And you're like, why is that in there? It really put us off. I'm not going to do that one.
Maybe it's about fighting deer.
I was going to talk about Alone. Well, I'm not going to talk about Alone because we're talking about...
You can join me in Cullen's podcast on Thursday.
Yes.
That'll do. The Fringe is on, innit?
Yeah, we've been performing at the Fringe in a fucking awesome venue. I love that place, the Corn Exchange. Mm-hmm. So there's still a few shows left. Is there some tickets left? More are being released because restrictions are being loosened. So as restrictions get loosened, more tickets come available. Check Daniel's website for tickets to come see us there. I'm doing a show with Ryan Cullen and Gareth Waugh at the Gilded Balloon. So check on the Gilded Balloon website for that. It's meant to be new material. None of us have written anything yet.
Great.
But I've been like thinking about some premises and I've been talking through with Cullen. So I'm like, I think I know what I'm going to write about, and I'm going to write about it this week so that I've got something for you for that. It's going to be very loose. Some jokes will be done for the first and last time, and some jokes you'll see for the first time before we take them around the world, etc. So we've got that. Also, we've got merch.
Oh, aye.
We've got merch. The link is on the Patreon page at the moment, but by the time this comes out on Wednesday, public access, I'll have the link on my social media. So if you go on...
Do we not know the website? Is it all like...
Well, it's like Muggins-and-cream at spreadshirt.com. So it's easier for you to click a link. I'll put it in my bio, in my Twitter, and in my Instagram, so you'll be able to find it there. And there's the new logo available on like hoodies and t-shirts and cups and whatnot. There's the Team Muggins merch, which is already selling fast. And Daniel hasn't kept up yet, but he's getting his Team Cream logo designed now, so that we'll let you know when that's out. And there's also Matty's a Pinsard dog bandanas.
No, specifically made for David Cannell.
So grab your merch. Is that all we've got to plug?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You want to say something about my dad?
Your dad's poops come out sideways.
It does make out his hip.
No, like they come out like, because like normally you'd think poos come out long and thin that way, but they come out sideways. You would have thought that the butthole would shape it, but apparently
not. Comes out wide.
Aye, real dense, like shitting a sideways brick. Real not.
He's got an arse like a letterbox. Your dad suffers from immature ejaculation where he comes every time someone farts.
Your dad's keepy uppy record is 3 with a balloon.
Your dad was absolutely crestfallen when he saw my dad's World's Best Dad mug.
How because your dad nicked it? Your dad's got a pancake arse, and by that it means he keeps putting syrup on it and trying to serve it to his kids every Saturday morning. It's a special treat.
Your dad regularly goes to his local swimming baths for the lane swim and takes a periscope instead of goggles.
Your dad's got a VPL.
Visible funny lane. Your dad's banned from the zoo because he responded to too many mating calls.
Well, your dad's banned from Sesame Street because he turned up with his own sock puppet that were stiffer than Iron Man's outfits.
Your dad tried to order his meal from the bar and they told him that you had to order at the table, so he sat down at the table and shouted his order across to the bar.
Hey, that's their fault. That's on them.
Be more specific.
All right, bye.